There is a looming bidding war for youngster Hannibal Mejbri by clubs in and out of England. Everton is the latest to join the race for the 20-year-old Tunisian international who opted out of the Africa Cup of Nations because he was focused on finding the right club for him. Well, welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb. Have you subscribed? Because the transfer window is picking up. It is beginning to get hot and exciting for Manchester United. And for us here, on the transfer corner, our wish list, number one is this young man, Mason Greenwood, returning. I don't know about you, but let's get into it now. Manchester United, as for me, for the longest time, has been sending players in all the wrong places on loan. The latest who was going to fall victim of those wrong decisions was Hannibal Mejbri, who I felt was, yes, he has been developing as a player. And I thought for me, it was at a point where he needed to go out, yes or no, and keep playing, but at the right club. Now, just the other day, Fabrizio Romano comes out and confirms that Hannibal Mejbri had chosen to go to Sevilla over Olympic Lyon and Freiburg. No doubt that was the smartest decision he made of all the three clubs that were interested in him. But that was smart until Everton emerged as a club interested in him. Now, look, Hannibal Mejbri as is one of the young players who I felt for me had reached was almost there, because we've seen the times that his cameos have shown that can be an important player for Manchester United. No wonder we extended his contract. I think I was for that contract extension, but him going out on loan to Sevilla was always going to take his game down. Never mind him being able to play. But history has had it clear that whenever we've sent out players on loan to Spain, Real Sociedad and Sevilla, the Anthony Marshalls, the Donny van de Beeks, it hasn't worked. They haven't improved. Do you know why? Because the levels of Spanish football are way below the levels of English football. And that's why, for me, I'm thinking this should be an easy decision for Hannibal Mejbri. Whereas he had agreed to join Sevilla, I'm thinking he probably had not put pen to that paper. He should be changing his mind right now and saying, you know what, I'm going to Everton. Because what? Everton, first of all, is a top club in England. Never mind them having been docked a lot of points and they are going to be fight in the fight of their lives. They are still a top club. But also, the fact that Everton has got the motivation to fight and stay, to avoid relegation, to avoid being binned and sent back into the championship, that alone shows you that this is the right atmosphere for him to be in, to deal with the pressure, because fighting relegation and survival is like fighting, in a title race. It's even harder. It's even more difficult. It's even more demanding. So I think for me, what he will gain, besides Everton being a top Premier League club, I think just the fact that they're in a relegation position because of they were docked so many points. I think for me that's very good for Hannibal and his mentality and his development as a player. In fact, he could go to Everton, and if he gets playing time, he might return to United as a better player than most of the other players. Now, of course, the deal is expected to see, him them include a clause, an option to buy clause, because that is a bit of what the United wanted to agree with Sevilla. And United were hoping with the new contract they gave him. Remember, his contract was extended by a further year before the loan decision was made. And the expectation is that they would put a clause of about 20 million or 30 million pounds for a club to buy him. I'm thinking this boy can do wonders at Everton. United has got to stop sending players in all the wrong places. The levels of the Premier League are way, way, way ahead of the levels of the Spanish League. And for me, that's why I'm thinking if Hannibal went to Everton on loan, it's quite likely that he could actually stay with Manchester United, and he could probably even warrant a better or bigger buyout clause than the 20 or 25 million pounds they're talking about. So that's the latest concerning our young boy Hannibal Mejbri. It's beautiful stuff to see this. That a club like Everton wants him. I hope he hadn't put pen to paper on Sevilla, because for me that was yet again going to be another talent gone to waste. And the reality is, since this boy joined us in 2019 from Monaco, he's been with us. He has never been sent out on loan, but he has been fighting and progressing. So sending him to Sevilla would be taking him back. I don't think it would be an improvement on him. So Everton, thank you for coming through, and we do hope you take over, our boy, and keep him safe. Keep him safe at Merseyside. But let's wait and see where exactly he will choose to go. Now, of course, here on the transfer corner, I do keep emphasizing we are for the return of Mason Greenwood. Now, just an update on the return of Mason Greenwood. What has been clear now, what we know is that apparently Sir Jim and co do want to wait until the end of the season, until the end of the summer, for them to make a decision on Jadon Sancho and Mason Greenwood. For me, that's a decent update. That's a good update, because here on the transfer corner, we are for the return of Greenwood. And the pain has always been no one is talking about him. We are acting like this boy is not our player, like we don't pay him £75,000 per week to play for Getafe. We are acting like he's not our own and he had been exiled. Now, I think maybe our plea is being heard, and I do implore you to go on and keep demanding for answers, keep demanding for the return of Mason Greenwood, because if we don't, this boy is going to be exiled, and trust you me, before you know it, he could leave through the back door. Now, such a talent at Man United, an academy kid, cannot be leaving through the back door. So guys, always, every day, keep demanding for the return of Mason Greenwood if you are indeed for his return to Manchester United. Now, of course, him not coming back should be his decision, saying that, you know what, you guys messed me up. If I were him, I would be mad at Manchester United, and hearing that Barcelona, Real Madrid want me, I would be okay. But for me, it's not even about that. Maybe in the end game, Mason Greenwood, perhaps for the best career for him would be away from Man United. But for me, the point is he shouldn't be leaving through the back door. Let him come back and give him a proper send-off. Yes, let's give him a proper send-off if we have decided that he will not play for us anymore. So for me, that's extremely, extremely important. But the latest is that for Sancho, it's a matter of time. He will be joining Borussia Dortmund, returning to Borussia Dortmund, back to sender on loan. And Dortmund actually could be hoping they could again, spark him up a bit, bring him back to United. And in the event that by the time he returns, of course, that will be at the end of the season, because the loan they are discussing is until the end of the season. That's between Borussia Dortmund and Manchester United. So maybe in the event that by then Erik ten Hag is not there, who knows? You could get to see Jadon Sancho back in the squad, in the Manchester United squad. But for now, Hannibal Mejbri is the talk of Old Trafford. The transfer corner is here, and every day as the news comes up, the hot stories come up, we're here to talk about them. There were some rumors as well linking us to Paulo Dybala, but Dybala has not excited many. The reality is we are looking for a striker, a backup striker for Rasmus Højlund. Timo Werner, who was to many the front runner, is joining Spurs. It has been confirmed he's going on loan to Spurs on a 6-month loan until the end of the season, with an option of keeping him permanently. But for us, we are still looking for our own. Who should be that? If you ask me, it's Saho Girase. Now that Fenerbahce is interested in signing Anthony Martial, get that 7 million quid, add on a few more pounds, make it 15, trigger the buyout clause, and you'll be having Saho Girase in January, and the rest, as they say, will be history. Trust you me, United can be back up if we make the right, smart decisions. It's the Transfer Corner. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot. Subscribe, because you need more of this transfer talk, and it's here that you can get it. Catch you later, fam.